Hello guys, welcome back to our Teen Talk Show, an 8-episode series. My name is Marvelous, and on my far left is my fellow co-host Benita, and on my right is our panelist Naomi. And then we've got some very special guests with us today. We've got Mr. Wale and Miss Rookie.
Hi.
We're very happy to have you join us today. And
Thank you.
so before we start, can you tell us a wee bit about yourself?
Hi everyone. My name is Wale and I'm a technician. So for those who don't fully know what technician is, I'm gonna break it down. So just IT fixes. I like playing football. I like playing basketball. I like studying. So that's me.
Thank you. And Miss Rookie, can you tell us about yourself as well?
Hi everyone, I'm Ruki Makili. I'm a childcare practitioner. I love to read books, I love to dance, and I'm here today to talk to you all about friendships, I guess. So hopefully I will bring insights on what I know.
You're very welcome to be on the podcast today. Today's topic is friends, enemies, and frenemies, and we will be discussing friendships and what makes a good friend.
Okay, so according to the YouGov website, teenagers typically have around 2 to 5 friends in which they confide in regularly. And also, I've got an opening statement. It says, friendship means understanding, not agreement. Memories last even if contact is broken. What do we understand by this statement? Mr. Wadley, can we start with you?
So when we focus on understanding, no agreement, what I would understand, I'll take from this is that there needs to be, like as teenager or as a person, you need to have a mind of your own, to voice your opinion among friendship, and that's the best way to make a long-term friend. Because if you guys are aligning and bringing two different things to the table, then you've got two minds working as one. So, yeah.
Yeah, Miss Rookie, have you got stuff to say as well?
Yes, I do think it is important to have trust in friendships and honest, open conversation. So if things do fall apart, I think there will be something to hold on to because you do trust, and there's also probably loyalty. And if you're able to communicate with each other, express yourself, say things just the way they are, and another party is also able to accept their faults, then somehow, if it's broken or not, it will be able to get fixed. That's what I think.
Yeah, Naomi, have you got stuff to say?
I think there was a bit about forgiving and not forgetting. I think that's quite important in friendships, especially if your friend's done something that you don't like and they're constantly doing it. You're supposed to forgive them, but you shouldn't forget that one thing. So you can bring it back to them and be like, "There's this thing that you keep doing, and I don't like that." So, what is it? Constructive criticism. I think that's what helps a friendship to blossom. Yeah.
Oh, thank you for sharing your understanding with us. And moving on to our questions, it seems like a lot of friendship nowadays don't appear to last. Why do we think that is so? Miss Rookie, can we start with you?
Yeah, so these days we're in a fast-paced world, and I'll first just start with social media and having our phones. People are constantly on their phones. We could be here sitting down and having discussions, and somebody's just on the phone, and then you skip things, you're not full and paying attention. And also, see, instant gratification is something that is really holding people back from having good friendships. People just live for the moment. They don't think of long term, and we just have things like fleet conversations as well. So nothing lasts. It's just in and you're out. So those things really hold back friendships, because I don't want to be sitting with somebody who's not paying attention to me. I don't want to be sitting with somebody who's just come and is smiling with me and it's just for that moment. I want somebody who is long term. I want somebody who is looking at the future and hoping that we're together, is able to walk with me through life. So I think with the way things are going, social media and all of that in and out
Yeah,
takes people really, really back.
yeah, thank you.
I agree with what Miss Rookie said about social media. I think a lot of it can be due to jealousy and lack of communication. Like you always see what your friends are doing like online or things like that, and you'll think, oh, I wish I was living their life, or I wish I had the things that they had. But you've got to remember that things on social media aren't as what they seem. So especially if you don't talk to them about it, I guess, as well. So I think social media plays into that as well. And then always being on our phones, like no one no one wants to like sit face to face and talk. Well, I wouldn't say that, but most people don't want to sit face to face and talk anymore. And I think that plays into it as well. Like I know for me, whenever at lunchtimes when me and my friends come to like sit together and have our lunch, we always make sure to like put our phones away or for them face down at the table, things like that, to really have that face to face interaction and connection. Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. Wally, have you got?
Indifference is what I would say causes like friendship not to last. Um, she mentioned faint conversation.
Yes, fleet
Flit.
conversations.
So like surface friendship is kind of like there's no depth to it. So to make a friendship last, it's not just about the moments you share in your schools or in football pitch. You know, it's that extra time you take to call them up and you know tell them something that they might not notice about themselves that they're doing wrong or they're doing right, to say, oh, that's a bit different from what I do, and you know you see those friendships for their differences, and it brings appreciation, you know. So yeah.
Moving on to the next question. What do you think are good characteristics of a good friend, or what contributes to a long-lasting friendship? What do you think makes a good friend, Miss Ricky?
Okay, what makes a good friend? There's so many ways to answer that question, but I would like to say a good friend will be someone who is not judgmental of you. And I'm not saying judgmental in the sense that you could be doing something wrong and they do not care. That's different. So there's judgmental and there's somebody who actually supports you and is trying to correct you. So there's correction, there's judgmental. So if your friend is not judgmental about you, they're accepting you for who you are and able to tell you, no, you're going wrong. I think you should step back a bit. This is what you should do right. This is what you should do wrong. A good friend is someone who supports you through thick and thin, you know. We're in a world where people just want to be there for the good times. They want to be there when you're happy, when you're going shopping, where you're able to say, oh, I got you a present. But they do not want to be there when you can't afford to get them a better present. So what happens in a time where it's your birthday, your friend can't get you a present, and then you go, oh, no, you're not my friend. No. So you want to be able to understand the other person, understand their situations, their circumstances. So a good friend should be there with you to flow through life phases. You see, as children grow, friendship are formed differently. There's social communication. There's the people who want to be your friend just because you give them a pencil. There are those people who just want to be your friend because you told them sorry when something bad happened to them. And then you develop into primary school, you go into secondary school, and you see that you begin to form bonds with people because they share the same interest with you. You like how she sings, you're in the same club, you know. And then later in those times too, you see this person really is not helping me, and you start to think, is this a good friend? Is this the kind of person I want to be moving with? You're now at the stage where you're conscious of who you're friends with. It's not just about the pencil anymore. It's not about, oh, sorry, you hurt yourself. It's now more about, what do I want out of life? I'm here at this point. Is this a good friend? So a good friend should be somebody who shares the same value with you and is taking you to where you want to be. We all are going to different places in life. You know, iron sharpens iron, and so does a person sharpen another person. So you want to be able to know, are we in line? So a good friend is that person who's with you, standing with you, supporting you, able to correct you, and most importantly, loyalty, trust. You should be able to trust your friend. Are they loyal to you? So I think personally, those are the things I'll look out for when I'm choosing a good friend for myself. So
Very good answer.
Yeah.
Mr. Wallet, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I agree with her. I'd say family,
Yeah.
because like characteristics can be seen in how family is structured. So if you have the image of like looking for friendship, you want to think, who is the extension of my family? Like, when you think about friends who kind of shows like some aspects of the family you left at home whenever you go out in public, who has similarities to your mom, to your dad. It's weird, I know, but you can pick it out, or with your brother or sister, and those kind of people are easier to make friends with, you know. So I'd say that.
Naomi, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, just loyalty, if you left them in a room full of people that did not like you and they were like talking bad about you, you know that even in that room they wouldn't join them, they would still speak highly of you, things like that. And then just someone you can talk to, you can talk to and they'll listen and be able to give you, it doesn't have to be good, but you know that they'll be able to sit there and listen and give you the best like feedback or best advice that they can give you, someone you can vent to. Yeah.
Thank you very much for all those points. Now that we know the good stuff, we're going to talk about the red flags in a friend. What do we think is a warning sign in a friend, in a friendship? Mr. Wale, we'll start with you.
This is no fun to speak about, but red flags. Red flags is whenever, alignment is really important with friendship. Whenever like there's too much sort of like disagreement, sometimes it's good to step away from your friends, just to give yourself time to think, give them time to think as well. Whenever people can't say sorry, you know, can't apologize, or when people demand for thank you, like friends shouldn't really demand for thank you. Like they're your friend, like they should pick up like when you're appreciative of them, and you should have that trust of knowing like, oh, if he doesn't say thank you, I know he's gonna say it maybe in 20 minutes time a different way by gifting me a biscuit, something like that. So yeah, if there's no magical thank you and too much sorry, like that means there isn't really like just natural sort of like understanding among yourselves. So yeah, that would
Naomi,
be a
have you
red
got,
flag.
Naomi, have you got stuff to say?
I think my red flag would be if they're always talking down on you. I used to have this one friend, and you know the way people will jokingly be like, "Oh, you're so dumb," or "You're like, you're so stupid," things like that. And at first, it's like a joke. First, it will be like a joke, but when they keep doing it, and then you start to think, "Is it a joke? Like, do you actually think I'm dumb?" I think those, yeah, making jokes at your expense, and it's like I wouldn't do that to you, but you're just doing it at me. Especially if it's like a group thing, and then they're all like saying words to you. It's just like, oh, I feel like that's a red flag.
Miss Yuki, have you got?
Well, no, it's more like it's a girl thing because see what she just said happens a lot. And I would say see negativity. If somebody is constantly negative towards you, that's definitely a red flag because you want somebody who is uplifting you. So when she said the whole joking stuff, talking down on you, it's definitely a red flag. You do not want to be sitting with group of people who, when they are talking and then you bring an input and they go, what are you even saying? So every single time it's like, you don't know what you're saying, you don't know what you're doing, your contributions do not matter. That's a red flag. You don't want to constantly have to put yourself in a situation where your self-esteem is tampered with because that's you. So if they can uplift your spirit, then that's definitely a red flag. Another red flag for me will be in line with understanding. So I do not want to be friends with people who I have honest conversations with and they will understand where I'm coming from. If I'm going to also complain about something you've done to me and you do not understand it or try to see it in another light, we all have different perspectives. While I might feel you're wrong, you might feel I'm wrong. So if we're able to sit down and say, oh, you've said this thing this way, this is what I did, but I did this because I was thinking this, we should have that understanding and say, oh, okay, I'm sorry. Can we try this? What didn't work? What worked? If we can have that understanding, that's a red flag for me. And another red flag for me for friendships, because I'm a very picky person actually. I like to observe, study, and then before I actually say this is my friend, if we're going the same way, for example, in life, and you're not doing the things you're supposed to do, and you're not pushing me either. See, motivation is very key. I don't think there's any point in being in that friend zone, because I want to be with people who are motivated, who are able to pull me back up when I'm falling. You understand? As I would also pull them up if they are falling. So if you don't have the drive, motivation, it's a red flag for me, Constantly be good as well. Just be a good person, be kind.
I think disrespect as well.
Yeah.
If you feel disrespected, mm, basically your point. And one other thing that came to my mind is peer pressure. That's really bad, because as as I was a teenager, like I used to like, it takes practice to have a mind of your own, and it takes process. So sometimes you're trying to make decisions, and some people quickly making decisions, some people take time. So you need to have the self belief just to take your time, and you don't need people around you pushing you or rushing you. Or if you're a fast thinker, you don't need people slowing you down either. That's a sign of peer pressure as well. So you don't want that. So that's definitely a red flag. Like,
Yeah, and for me as well, I think a red flag is someone who doesn't like stand up for you. Like if there's a situation where someone like you're not there, but people are talking bad about you, and someone doesn't like say, no, you can't say that, no, he's not this, you can't stand up for your friend. I think that's a big red flag because why can't you defend me? Like if I can defend you, why can't you like stand up for me? Yeah, that's what I think is a
Yeah,
red flag.
it's a good one.
Like if a person's going around saying, "Oh yeah, everyone's my friend," like, "Oh yeah, I've got so many friends," but it's like, who are you like backing? Like, I don't know exactly.
For me, I feel like a red flag in a friendship is those friendships that feel one-sided, where it's always you checking up on that person, you're always the one making plans, and you're not getting anything back. They like to take from you, but they're not giving anything. Yeah, so that's how I feel. Moving on to the next question. How do you deal with a bad friend, or how do you cut off bad friends?
Okay, how do I cut off bad friends? I'm thinking now, have I really cut off bad friends? I probably personally wouldn't use the word cut off, but I just step back slowly, disassociate, allow the process just take its course. I've had instances in my life where I have good friends, but we've just got to different points in life where everybody seems to want different things. So you just watch things play out and let it fade away. I don't think if you want to cut off a friend, you should take things the harsh way. Don't go, I'm cutting you off, you're doing this, you're doing that. If you've had a misunderstanding, talk about it. If it's current, like it's reoccurring, take your time, just let things play out. Don't call, just reduce the things you used to do. If you would always call and check up, just let it pan out. And then okay, is this person really my friend? If they do call you and say something happened, okay, they still want this friendship. Do I want to even go along with the friendship? It's very okay to tell somebody, I understand where we are. I know you want us to continue, but I don't think I have the energy to keep this going. If something is not healthy, it's not healthy for you. So you don't have to be harsh about it. Just let it play its course. See what will definitely be. And if that friendship is for you, it'll work itself around it. So I probably wouldn't use cut off, but yeah, that's me. What do you think?
yeah, you don't give up on friends,
Yeah.
like people you consider friends. Like what happens is, see, when you stand on your principles, um, on you just being you, like think of yourself as kids. Like whenever we're kids, we fight with friends, we fight with siblings, and things just naturally resolves itself, right? That's the type of friendship we should be admired to have. Friendship that, when things are bad, and you just let it be. Like there's moments for everything. Everything happens for a reason. You just need to use that, the situation, and channel it in the right direction. So if you're annoyed at a friend, You can use that emotion and just be like, I'm going to the gym, sort yourself out, you know. I'm speaking from a boy's perspective, let off some steam. And then by the time you come back, they might have a meal cooked for you. There's like a scenario that I've been in. And then the food tastes nice. You can't help but to become friends again. So, so yeah, that's what's up. So, yeah, you don't give up on friends, but certainly you have to have barriers. Like you have to have boundaries on like what you can accept and what you can't. And then if they serve themselves good, if they don't, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. See, sorry, can I comment? Speaking about having boundaries and accepting something, in today's world, we have friendships that people tend to say, I don't want to be friends with you because you're always partying, you don't listen, you're doing the wrong things. We have people who do things we don't want to do, right? And you want to cut them off. How do you cut them off? Now, for instance, someone invites you to a party. You've constantly been going to parties. You shouldn't be going. You're tired. Let me say, you've seen the light and you feel this is not helping me in any way. How would you cut out? They invite you. You don't have to be rude or say you go to parties too much. Oh, I'm sorry, but I have this to do at this moment. Is it okay if we go some other time? Probably that other time I never come, but you just want to be subtle. Yeah, you just want to be, subtle with the reactions. Oh, let's go. You're in school, you're having troubles. Oh, let's go and, oh, can we do this some other time? I just need to finish something off. Or you can even tell them, do you think we should do something else instead? And if they feel no, they want to go on, you're like, okay, just go. I'll catch up with you. And obviously never catch up. But yeah, because you don't want to. I understand we don't give up on friendships, but if something is unhealthy, I just think it's unhealthy. Yeah. And you just have to let it go because you could pull yourself back if you're having, I don't want to give up, I don't want to give up, and then you're still
Yeah, let
pulling
go is
yourself back,
important. You let go,
Yeah.
like
So
you're
that's what
not.
I think.
Yeah, you're right. Like it's a skill to have to let go of something. It's kind of like it's a skill of like you doing the best you can, and it gets to that point of like, yo, like
Yeah.
you just let it be. So
Yeah, as for me, I think communication is key in friendship. If you see that this person is doing like what you don't want to do, what you don't like, you can like gently speak to the person, hey, I don't like what you're doing, and I don't like this, I don't like the way this is going. And if they refuse to change, like someone said, I forgot who said it, but if you can't change someone, like except if you're willing to change. So if you talk to them and they're not willing to change, you can slowly like step away, and then yeah, you can call them off from there. Okay, moving on. The next question is how do you heal from a broken friendship?
is that to me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Broken friendship. So this is where your spirit has to be strong. Like this is where like my religion helps me because Jesus is my friend to begin with. So it's just a case of like just praying once you once you've asked for forgiveness, like you've done your part. Now it's left with the other person or whichever individual, whether it's a girl or a boy, it doesn't really matter. It's like you let them have their own, you know, make up their own decision as well. But it's a process of just letting go again, letting go and just yeah, and just be at peace with it and pray for the other person. Things could repair themselves naturally. So I hope I answered it. I forgot the question.
Yeah. So it's we're still in broken friendships and healing processes. Well, in my opinion and from experience, so I've had a broken friendship. So I've been friends with somebody for a very long time. We were children, actually. Her house was not far from my house. We went to the same primary school, got to university, we were roommates. After NYSC, we kept in touch until life happened. We Things just really happened, and it was that broken friendship. but I just try to focus on other things, other positive things, do things that won't remind you of certain things. And if you're done, you're done. Take a new hobby, try singing, try drawing, meditating, whatever. Just heal yourself. That's what I think. Don't think about it too much.
I think you have something to say.
I don't have anything to say. I don't know. Just get over it.
Yeah.
That's us for today. But before we go, as part of our project, we have been creating posters about a variety of topics. A youth from our youth club made these posters that talk about friendship. Naomi is going to pass them around. It's an acronym that depicts the quality of a good friend.
Thank you.
So I'm going to read the first one. F stands for fidelity. Friends should demonstrate faithfulness to one another, especially in achieving short or long-term goals. Naomi, if you could take R.
Okay. R says responsible. Friends can be responsible to one another by providing suitable and reasonable advice to build up themselves.
I stands for inspiring. Friends should work to inspire and to encourage each other.
And E stands for exciting. Each day with your friends should be a day of adventure, discovery, and fun.
N stands for necessary. Friends provide companionship to one another in both the good times and bad times of life.
And then finally, D stands for development. Friends should help each other be the best of each other they can be. Like as the saying goes, show me your friend and I'll show you who you are. Friendship will always impact our lives, whether in a good way or in a bad way. Having good friends will impact our lives positively, and I do hope we all have good friends in our lives. That's going to be us for today, and thank you for having us today. We want to especially thank our guests, Mr. Wale and Miss Ricky.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.